Hey guys, so a couple months ago, I'm in the car, I'm running errands with a friend, and I'm waiting for them to do whatever they're doing. I'm just sitting. I'm sitting in the car and I'm waiting, and I'm thinking I'm bored, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna do my face with whatever I happen to have in my bag. So I had like some pressed powder and some lipstick and blah blah blah. So I do it my face, and I'm going, wow, you look really, really powdered. And I didn't have anything. I had hand lotion, but I didn't really want to put hand lotion on my face. So I had gone earlier to Walgreens. I use this Arm& Hammer saline spray sometimes when the air is just too dry. I have a humidifier at night, but these things are handy to have. And I'm realizing that this is really just a fine mist of saline. Don't get it in your mouth. That tastes kind of salty and gross. And I thought, psh, and it totally worked. So now I have been keeping one of these on my vanity or like in the drawer next to everything when I do my makeup. And what I usually do is just spray a little on a brush. And then this is my highlighter kind of routine. I just sort of tap it on the high points of the face right here. But you can kind of see, even just from that, it kind of just adds some glow to the skin. And it's a really nice sort of refreshing kind of spray, and it comes out in such a fine mist, and all it is saline, so who cares? What the heck? So after I did that, I remembered this thing that I wrote, like this is probably back in like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere around in there maybe, of sort of unconventional makeup tricks. And I thought I should see if I still have that old, like it was in a Word document, see if I still have it, maybe throw this on there and add it to the list and then do a video. I emailed myself the file, so I have it on my phone. I thought it would be fun to read through this and see back in like 2008 or whatever what I thought was unconventional at the time. Number one, lipstick makes the best cream blush. This is true, and I don't think, I mean, it's certainly not a new trick. Everybody's been using lipstick for cream blush since lipstick was even a thing. It does work really well. There are still probably some people that are like, no, it's supposed to be for the lips. You can't, blah, blah. It's a cream color that comes in a stick applicator. That's all it is. If you want to use your lipstick as a cream blush, stick to satin or matte formulas. I've used like shiny, glossy ones on top of the skin, and it adds like a nice highlight too. But in general, it's easier to work with ones that are kind of matte. And it's a great way to also match your lipstick to your blush if you want to. Number two, make your own liquid matte lipstick by mixing pigments and liquid foundation. This was something that I talked about like 4,000 years ago when I filmed a MAC Pigments video series all about MAC pigments. And this applies to any sort of powdered pigment style product. And the thing that makes me laugh about this is that this was sort of written before like the whole liquid matte lipstick thing was like all the rage. But yes, you can take your MAC pigment and mix it with a little bit of your foundation and make a really nice matte finish liquid lipstick. It works really, really well. And I talk about it in that old video. I'll include a link in the description of this one if you want to go check out those old pigment videos. I was very proud of them when I had them all done. Okay, number three, eyeshadow works as a blush, bronzer, contour, and highlight powder. And I'm looking here, number four, blush, bronzer, contour, and highlight powders work as an eyeshadow. These kind of go hand in hand. And it's basically just saying it's the powdered product in a pan. It doesn't matter. And again, I don't think this is incredibly unconventional, but there are, I mean, like Max Copperplate, which I think was discontinued, is a really good contour. Any sort of, that's what you used to use before highlighting things and contour things were really popular. You used to just use an eyeshadow and use it as your highlight powder. That's really, yeah. Number five, I've mentioned this before also years ago. Most water-based personal lubricants and professional mixing mediums are basically the same thing. This is if you are trying to take your pigment or loose shadow and turn it into some sort of a cream eyeshadow, an eyeliner, something like that. Often the same ingredients that are in a mixing medium that costs quite a bit are the same ingredients that are in a water-based personal lube. So it actually saves you money to get a larger container of KY than it does to get a smaller one of whatever name brand thing. Now this was a while ago, so I'm sure technology may have changed over the last 10 years. But, and I don't even know if people really, I don't see a lot of people using mixing mediums for stuff that often. I still like them, but there's so many different products now that I think you kind of don't need to really. Instead, okay, number 6, instead of using a highlight powder, try pressing a little moisturizer into the skin. This is the same principle as this, and I do that all the time. Instead, I don't like powdered, like metallic powder on my skin as a highlight. I like shine, so I'll use a gloss, water, moisturizer, anything to just like add a little bit of shine to the skin, bring a little bit of the moisture out, and make it look just a little more healthy, a little less dry. Number 7, mix your own tinted moisturizer with foundation or concealer and moisturizer. Duh. You could also add a serum and make yourself a BB cream, but those aren't really a thing anymore either. Number 8, mix your own cream liquid foundation with a good mineral foundation and moisturizer. So this is a trick that I've done before. I'm sure a lot of people have, where you have if you have mineral foundation. I use a lot of mineral foundation maybe in the summer, but in the winter I want something that's a little more creamy. But maybe I really love the color, and it's like the perfect color for me, or I just like the product. Take a little bit of your powdered mineral foundation and mix it with a moisturizer, and boom, you have yourself a liquid foundation version of your mineral foundation. Depending on what ingredients you like to make sure that you have or don't have in your products that you put on your face, it's also a really good way to kind of minimize. I wanted to say minimalize. I think it's minimize. Suddenly I've forgotten the amount of ingredients that you might be putting on your skin if you're using like a very natural mineral foundation. Number 9, store your liquid products, especially foundation, in the fridge to double or triple the shelf life. This is something that a lot of people think that I'm crazy for, but I'm right. There's a couple things that I'm really right on that people just think that I'm batshit about. Example, when you're really hot, if it's a hot day, take a hot shower. Everybody thinks I'm completely loco. It helps. This is a side. Let's all step to the side for a second and talk about this. If you're really hot and it's muggy and yes, jump in the shower, take a cool shower, raise the temperature up so that when you're done with the shower, it's a hot shower. You've basically increased your body temperature, your like surface core temperature, whatever, so that when you step out of the shower into the hot air, it actually feels cooler. It's like science, but it works. Trust me. And the same with liquid products in the fridge. Most foundations, and they all vary, most liquid foundations have a shelf life of 1 to 2 years. Some of them actually expire. Some of them I've had kicking around forever, and they're just fine. You can tell when it starts to separate, doesn't work how it's supposed to work, or it just smells funny. Keep it in the fridge. It will extend the shelf life. Make sure you avoid any cold spots because you don't want it to freeze. Some refrigerators might have a cold spot, and then they might freeze, and then that would be bad. Skincare, too, in the fridge. Really helps extend the shelf life. Some fragrances are really nice in the refrigerator. In the summertime, anything that has a lot of citrus in it that is really light that you just like to spray because you love the smell, totally stick it in the fridge, and it just feels really good to just spray on. Number 10. Most of us should be mixing shades of foundation. Buying 2 different colors doesn't really cost you more money because it will last you twice as long. This is, again, I used to hear this a lot when I started doing videos. Like, I need the perfect, why don't they make my exact shade of foundation? Because it's okay to buy more than one and mix them. Nowadays, most people are so used to, like, you put a darker color here and a lighter color here and then blend and blah, 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 and put all this crap on your face that nobody really cares about buying 2 shades of foundation. But 10 years ago, they did. They freaked out about it. Number 11, this is actually helpful. I don't know if this is an unconventional tip or not. Learn to read ingredients. Google them. It honestly helps you to know what to expect when shopping, especially with skincare and foundation, and especially when someone else is trying to sell you something. Ask for the box, read it yourself, and make up your own mind. You can do it. That's what it says. You can do it. So I would, in the past, do a lot of foundation reviews, a lot of product reviews. I would always read the ingredients and explain, like, this is what this is, this is, this is, this is. How did I learn all that? I searched for it on the internet. That's how I learned how to read ingredients. There aren't that many. There aren't that many when it comes to makeup, cosmetics, skincare. There just aren't. And you can spot them really easily. You can pick up a box of foundation. Okay, say this is water-based, or this has a lot of silicone in it, or maybe it has a lot of oil in it or something like that, because that still happens sometimes. You can spot your antioxidants really quick once you know what to look for. You start looking for things like silicones are going to end in cone, dimethicone, whatever. You really start to be able to spot different similarities in these ingredient lists, and then you can kind of more accurately predict how something is going to act on your skin. So you'll know, oh, I really like this foundation that has these ingredients. So if you see another foundation that has similar ingredients, chances are you might like it. You might not, but you might. Certainly you have a better chance than just picking up something that completely doesn't resemble the thing that you really, really like. So it's just really helpful. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It just takes a little bit of time and searching. And I think most importantly, it probably takes a curious mind and someone who's willing to do it. And some people aren't, and that's okay. Lazy. Number 12. This is not so much a tip as perhaps an unconventional opinion. That's actually what it says here. I've mentioned this before. Mac Fix Plus is the dumbest thing ever made by anyone who ever made anything anywhere ever. I say, you know what also helps your makeup set? About a half hour sitting in it. So I don't know if people really, I think we've debunked Fix Plus as like an actual like fixing spray that's supposed to help your makeup last. It doesn't. Don't listen to anybody who says it does. If anybody leaves a comment on here and gets all uppity about it, I'm like, okay, you work for Mac. I get it. It's fine. But it's like water in a spray thing. It's more than just water, but it's water in a spray thing. And this will do the same exact thing, honestly. And did I get that on my eyes, on my glasses? Oh, I did. It's like being in a waterfall. And I just know. No, I didn't on here. I remember when I wrote this, I did not include an old school setting spray to help your makeup last, and that's hairspray. And the reason I didn't include it is because I had written a blog post, like a guest piece for Temptalia years ago, Halloween tips and tricks, and I had mentioned like using hairspray. And whenever I mention using hairspray to set your makeup, people freak out like, you can't, no, it's horrible, it's going to make your head explode. Well, no, it's an old drag trick. And yes, there are better products now that will help your makeup last. You don't need to use hairspray. But in a pinch, Aquanet is going to really lock your makeup down. So, I don't know. You can make up your own mind. It's okay. My opinion is my opinion. And that's it. That's my opinion. That's it. Thanks. Bye. No. Let me know, do you have any unconventional makeup tricks? My latest one is this stuff, and I love using it, and it's really nice. I love using it. I can't stop. I'm going to put it up my nose, then on my face. I like to have a separate one for my nose and one for my face. Not that it really matters, because it's all my body, and I can do whatever I want. But do you have any unconventional makeup tricks? Anything that maybe you learned early on, or anything that you're just sort of discovering now? And let me know what those are. Leave them in the comment section. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure other people would as well. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. This is kind of fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.